Alright, you guys should be able to see me. The only thing is, you guys, there's like a few different videos up, and I don't know how to. Oh, yeah, that's the one. So, alright, you guys should be able to see me. The only thing is, you guys, no one's here yet. There's like a few different videos up. So, go to my channel. Alright, you know what I gotta do? I gotta. Hopefully this is. And that's over. So that's over. That's not live. Alright, so hopefully people start filtering in here. I hope you guys start filtering in here, because this is my channel. Sorry about the it's just there. I'm just trying to keep track. I just want to get people in here before we get into it. Is there still people in here? In this one? Yeah, nothing else is live but this one, so hopefully this should be live. Yeah, this is live. Alright, excellent condition. Alright, people are starting to come in. Good. Alright, so I'm gonna wait for some people to come in. We do have breaking news. I was gonna kind of give a spiel before, and you know what? Might have saved myself from myself. So we're gonna get right into this breaking news here. Alright, guys, so I want to at least get, right now we have, let's see how many we got in here. Not too many. Where's the actual number? I can only see it when I look here. But we probably have like 5 people in here right now. But I'm sure there'll be a lot more, because hopefully people didn't give up too quick. But it still shows the wrong one live. So back again. Alright, 5x5, no screen. I know that. That's not a problem. Alright, so let's kick it off, huh?
You take the blue pill. The story ends. You wake up in your bed and believe whatever you want. You take the red pill. You stay in Wonderland. And I show you how deep the rabbit hole goes.
Alright, this is the Red Pill. Welcome to the Red Pill News Dispensary. We right now, this is still a live call-in show. But first, we're going to go over some breaking news. So, now, I think, see, when I pull up my own channel from my sports, when I go to my sports, we're going to get to the breaking news right now. I just want to, yeah, so I don't know, if anyone who gets notifications, this notification they would have got before the new one, which would explain, so somehow I gotta get rid of that. Okay, so you guys can see. Okay, so alright, let me go and delete that video right now. Alright, and once I do that, hopefully it'll become clear that I'm live here and nowhere else, because the other one still says live. So let me just take care of this real quick. Sorry, trust me, we're going to get into the live stuff, but I don't want people to miss out either, so I want people to be able to see this. And this should just take a second. Once I cut this other one out. Yeah, so, okay. Video manager. Alright, good. Get that out of here. Get that out of here. So that's the one that it says live. I'm just going to get them both out of here. Actions. Delete. And now it should become pretty clear. And then I'm also going to put this video up as the video to see when you come to my channel. So, okay, yep, I'll do it like this. Channel, okay, guys, just about there. Oh, featured content won't show if I'm live streaming. Oh, you know what? Okay. People will start rolling in now. Those other two videos are gone, and it'll be clear. If not, that's fine too. Whoever's here, I'm happy you're here, and we'll just go forward. You can hear me, but you can't see me, but that's only because... No, yeah, I'm sure you can see me now, right? Yeah. So, can you guys see me? I saw something about you guys can't see me, but I think that was from me from earlier. Okay, so we have breaking news out of Illinois. And now, mind you, I know just about as much as you know about this. You guys might even know more. So let's get right into it. You know what? I'll use Google. Screw it, just to get right into it. Alright, so normally I don't use Google. I use Google or even Yahoo, but I mean, I like to use the DuckDuckGo. That's what is that, Google? Alright, so I gotta get rid of this. See, from messing around earlier, yeah. Let me get rid of that. Yes. Alright, good. Let me just get rid of this too, just in case. Alright, good. We should be good now. Now you guys see my screen. Alright, now let's go. So, breaking. Explosion in Illinois. Look at this, huh? Oh, that's my dog dreaming. Alright, so a building leveled, an explosion that rocks Chicago suburb, report says. Now, I was stationed in a Chicago suburb for a while at Great Lakes, and we did a couple marches through a few of the towns. I would hate to see if it's one of those towns. Okay, so north of Chicago. That's okay. So, oh no, we were like east of. All right, maybe a bit north. A massive ground shaking explosion took place in north of Chicago on Friday night. Not really edited good, but it's breaking, prompting emergency response personnel to advise the public to stay away from the area. I mean, we're talking a whole suburb. There were no immediate reports of deaths or injuries following the blast, nor would there be right away. I mean, if you guys remember when we broke Sri Lanka, right? it just said like 40 injured. I mean, that number ended up being, I mean, I don't even remember how many killed. It was a ridiculous amount. It was sad. And, all right. Look at that photo, huh? Wow. Wow. I might make that photo, the thumbnail for this. But anyways, oh my, hold on a second. Waukegan, that's where we used to, oh my. All right, when I was in boot camp at Great Lakes, there was one particular, all right, we got to leave base twice because we were in like a special division, basically like a performance division. Now, there's different types of performance divisions. I know you guys don't really care about this, it's more about the story, but I just need to tell you why this is kind of close to my heart. I cannot believe that this right here is where it happened, because there were 2 times we got to leave. The 2003 actually. Well, no, it would have been a World Series always in April, May, no, June, summer. So World Series in October. So 2002 World Series, the one that was in Chicago, okay? And they had that All-Star, not the World Series, the All-Star game in Chicago. That's the only time we got to leave base, except for one other time, and that was on Independence Day, and we marched through the streets of this town, Waukegan. It's a heavily, if you guys don't believe me, look it up right now. I'll tell you, it's a heavily African American community. It's not like a suburb, you know, that you might think. It's you know, like buildings and you know, large African American population in Waukegan. I can't speak on Gurney, but Waukegan, I cannot. That's how I was thinking to myself. You know, whenever I hear suburb of Chicago, this is the place I'm thinking of, because these people were so nice to us, so respectful to us. You know, this is right after 9/11. So this, all right, this hits close to home to me in my heart. So there were no immediate reports of deaths. Oh my. Okay, so that's good. Okay, so which occurred around 9 p.m. local time. So that means 10 p.m. my time, which means this is about 2.5 hours ago. All right, so that's when the actual blast occurred. Roughly 45 miles north of Chicago, and so hopefully we can get some more updated information. So near an intersection where an emissions testing facility is located. Wow, okay. The blast occurred in the building directly across from the testing station, a witness told the Chicago Tribune. It was leveled, Megan Henner, who lives 6 blocks from the site, told the newspaper. It shook our house and shook my insides, she added. All right, so an image posted by the Lake County Sheriff's Office shows the aftermath of Friday's explosion in Gurney, Waukegan area north of Chicago. Now, if you guys look, you know, the Navy boot camp is at Great Lakes. So right outside Great Lakes is Waukegan. You know, that's why, you know, we really did march through this city, probably march on this road. I mean, that is unbelievable. This is blowing my mind. I mean, like, I thought it, and then all of a sudden, like, I saw the town. Oh, I can't believe this. So a witness told Chicago's WOS-TV that she heard a large boom and saw debris and sparks flying everywhere. As she drove closer, she saw a building engulfed in flames and heard another large boom. Building fire explosion killed at least 1 and injures more than a dozen in North Carolina. The Lake County Sheriff's Office urged everyone to stay out of the area to allow first responders to conduct operations, which I'm sure they're doing right now. We are aware of a very loud explosion sound shaking in the Gurney area. We are working to determine the cause, the Sheriff's Office tweeted. The explosion was heard and felt across Lake County, the Tribune reported. Okay, so right before that, what I saw was this. Ground shock, ground shaking explosion in Waukegan. That's the town I was talking. Wow, Illinois fell all the way in Wisconsin. So mind you, for us at a Navy boot camp to be marching in this town, it's obviously the town right outside of where the boot camp is. So now, not only do we have Virginia Beach poles coming down and exploding, from what I understand, that right around, I mean, right at, literally, I mean, one of the streets, I think, was Military Way. Not only do we have that happening at right outside or in and around our largest military presence in the world, Norfolk, Virginia, where most of our ships are out of. It's common knowledge, is not classified. Only, where those ships are right now would be classified. But now, right outside the recruit training center for the Navy, which is obviously a link there's an explosion. Now, they don't just do at Great Lakes, which is what they call it. It's not just boot camp. A lot of different, we call them, in most military branches, say MOS, we would say rates. So a lot of rates, in fact, like a huge amount of them, either go to the Pensacola, or I would even say most end up in Great Lakes. Well, you can end up anywhere, but most of the most common jobs, like for instance, I know for a fact that health techs go there because my boot camp buddy stayed in Great Lakes. I know that medics go there. We call them corpsmen, we call them, but they go there. A lot of the most important jobs in the Navy train there. So this is a very important location. Now, I'm not sure if I know they're located in Great Lakes, Illinois, but I'm telling you, I'd like to pull up a map. Waukegan is, because I know it begins with a W, and that's the name, I'm telling you. It has to be. And plus, the Lake County, that's what it is. That's the town I was thinking of. Unbelievable. I bet you a lot of the Navy guys live in that town. But it's a heavily African-American town. A ground-shaking explosion in Waukegan, Illinois, as Lake County asking everyone to avoid the area. Now, listen, okay, I want to get to, okay, here we go. All right, ground-shaking explosion in Waukegan fell all the way in Wisconsin. There's an article there. My outdoor cam recorded the blast. Let's see it. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, I didn't want your notifications, but alright. Well, remember that name. Alright. We're gonna try a different browser in a second. I'm gonna try some of these other ones. Look at that. We saw that picture. Now, if none of these are gonna play in this browser, alright, you know what? Let's go to a different browser. But then I'm worried about this going away. So what I'm gonna do is up the top here. You know what? We're gonna go straight to Twitter. Alright. By the way, guys, my Twitter isn't the Red Pill News Dispensary. It's the Red Pill News Dispenser. Okay? So the dispensary, I think originally I was gonna make it the dispenser, the name of this channel. Might have been better actually. But whatever. That's not what we're talking about. Okay, so shook house for miles, reports of smoke to the east, possible going to Waukegan, boom. unlike anything I've ever heard before. And it's felt as far. I mean, I'm assuming you guys are reading along. Numerous 911 calls from the area of Northwestern Ave and Sunset Ave. Block 16-2 requested to second alarm level for commercial structure fire at 3700 Sunset Ave. Alright. So let's look that up. And then we'll go back to that. And by the way, I'm not looking at chat right now, I'm sorry. But I will look in a sec. There it is, Waukegan. Alright. Oh, look at that, huh? Look at that. Okay, wait. Hold on. So what is this all about here? Anything? Look at that. That's shady, huh? That's not your normal building there. Oh, wait, at this location. Hold on. American Outfitters. Alright, harmless. Pro Case Inc. Picture frame. It's like a mall. Is it a mall? Is that what it is? It's just, I mean, this little picture doesn't make it look like much, but... Alright, so let's see what we got around here. Alright. I want to go to Google Earth. I want to go to Google Earth. I haven't been on this in so long. Okay, yeah, sadly. Alright, so here's the location right here. Right? There it is. So basically they said the corner of Sunset. Let me zoom out a little bit. Sunset and Northwestern. I'm assuming this might be Northwestern here. That's running 138, 131. But then again, it might be more exact. It could just be. I mean, because this is a huge. There's Northwest. All right, so here's Northwestern Ave. Oh, and remember they were talking about the emission testing? Remember that? Air Team, vehicle emissions testing station. Waukegan, owned and operated by Atlas Technologies. You know what? I spelled it app. Wasn't it app? Hold on. Let me get the exact. Where the fuck the map? What's the map? Yeah, no, I did have it right. Okay. So Atlas Technologies is basically just like a software engineering company. So a software engineer, I guess that makes sense. Nowadays, everything with cars. For those of you guys, emissions testing, it's like, you own a newer car, everything's electrical. You go there, they kind of plug something in. They have certain software that lets them know, oh wait, you have a problem with this, so we have to give you a restriction sticker, or you're all set, and you're diagnosed fine, and you get a okay and a sticker, and you're ready to go. All right, I'm gonna check out chat real quick. I'm just gonna have it up a little bit. Just gonna have chat up, okay, and we are going to. You know what? I think Twitter is our best bet right now, because it's gonna show. We've seen that picture. Y'all is no okay. Oh, sorry about that. Okay. Oh, here we see. Look at that. I don't want to get, you can't play it just forever, but we're going to get as good an idea as we can. I'm going to pause it. I mean, look at that. So it's hard to tell based on what we saw up here on the satellite. I mean, it says Gurney, but it was felt in Gurney. It happened in Waukegan. And look at this. This fire's over here. Something went down. This is some kind of, there's something. Whoa. Look at the camera. Getting all messed up like that. That's an explosion must have occurred at that moment. When the camera just started getting all out of wax there. Okay, so we'll continue. And by the way, sorry, for some reason it won't let me enlarge it all the way. Full screen unavailable. But yeah, so you get the fire here, you get the fire here. This must be Northwestern Nav, or what is that? Oh no, that's a fire truck ladder. It's kind of hard to tell what's what. All right, we'll continue. Video warning. What's the warning? Investigating the explosion. Okay. It's just, I'm telling you guys, I'm gonna zoom out on this Waukegan. I'm gonna show you how close, because like I said, we marched through this town because we were stuck in boot camp all that time. There was only 1 or 2 times we got out. One, we did the All-Star game. There's 3 different performance divisions, and basically it's like 1 in every 10 divisions. And it's based on your ASVAB score. If you do well, you get to be in these divisions. 1 is like singers. So that one's more so not so based on your ASVAB score. It's more so like your musical ability. And then there's the like marching with the guns and all that. But we were the state flags. And ironically enough, my flag was Washington. And which I like because it's the only all green flag. So when my family came to the boot camp graduation, I stuck out like a sore thumb. So I was carrying the state of Washington flag. So it's kind of funny. Okay. Proudly, by the way. Look at that. It's like there's what could be causing it to, almost like it's igniting. And then we got this over here. This is just acts. This is just people on the ground with flashlights. This is really interesting. I'm gonna skip along, see if we see any like huge whoa, all of a sudden it's like, okay, we're gonna go right there. Alright, look at that. I don't know why it turned. Okay. Oh yeah, it's really starting to. Okay. Now, some of you might be saying, okay, so yeah, there was an explosion. But Virginia Beach is not a place. I mean, yeah, you know, there's a beach and people can go to the beach, but it's a rough area, like outside any naval base, usually rough areas. But it's like I said, our largest, most important Navy base in the world. Well, most important is debatable because I mean Pearl Harbor is pretty important with the threats out in Asia to have that buffer. But as far as like the ships out of there, the amount of ships out of there, the amount of manpower out of there, the size of the base, I mean it's just unbelievable. We could look at like a list of where every ship is from, and you know there's so many from Norfolk and Norfolk, West Virginia Beach, basically same thing. You know, there's Norfolk with Virginia Beach, Hampton, all that all around one spot. I remember that place. One of the most traumatic things in my life happened there. A friend of mine took a bullet for me. Literally took a bullet for me in the face. I mean, he rushed the guy who had a gun on me, who was a Navy guy himself. And the guy who got shot, my friend, was a Navy guy, of course, too. Very sad it happened. I don't even think they knew we were Navy. I have the same number calling in. I want to hear from him. Hey, buddy. How you doing? I don't have you live right now. It's just I know that you had gave the tip, so I wanted to make sure I said hello. But yeah, I'm gonna put you live. I'm gonna put you live. All right. This is the Red Pill Dispensary. This is the gentleman who called in with the tip, and
This is Snafu Snaps, bro.
Oh, it's Snafu Snaps. All right, go ahead, Snafu.
Yeah. All right, guys. So, Lugna actually reported on this recently too, but information we do have is there are 4 that seem to be injured. I think WGN News is the first published article to publish about this event so far, but there is a search and rescue going on as well.
Now, what is the name of the?
Looking for people, or what that means. Lugna reported on this, but the article actually confirmed it. So,
where's the article from?
And
Where did you?
We don't know anything else, you know. So just keep an eye on the first published article, you know, that comes out with the info.
So what's the first published article right now?
It was WG Sunman, I believe, their news article. Like I said, Lugner has been reporting on it, and he found it, but it started, I think I
didn't find it. You brought it to me.
To post about it.
Yeah.
You'll have to just search around, man, you know, but what word is so far is 4 were injured, and then there is a search and rescue going.
4 injured in search and rescue.
Who knows really what's going on?
Okay. All right. Great update. Thank you.
Things or whatever, but I just wanted to give you guys the most updated info I got, and that everyone in the loop has, because it's going on as we speak.
Now, what do you think about the very recent past events of Virginia Beach, explosions on the poles, and the poles going down from explosions, which is basically a military. It's a heavily military area. I mean, that's the biggest Navy base we got, right? And now this is the Navy training grounds. It's not just boot camp. It's got all the schools, and there's also a base. So, you know.
Before I jump into anything, I kind of wanted, even though we know mainstream media lies their butts off, but that's what the truthers are for.
Yeah,
let's see
exactly.
What they classify it as first.
Yeah.
And go from there. Pray for those that are hurt. It just kind of got me because I know the blast radius hit a bunch of windows that were miles off, you know, with glass and stuff. Reports are coming in. And they said that, I know Lugner reported on it, and I was looking at the article myself. It did say 4 were taken to hospitalization, and then search and rescue is going. that makes me wonder, like, were there people in the actual area, like, like how bad the damage truly is. So
Yeah.
keep updated with all the current articles. They're going to
It
be
looks horrible.
crazy, and we'll have to dissect it after it's done and look into it. But we do know the events are going to pick up, and man, the picture you were pulling up where it was the camera from the Duke's porch where it showed the explosion.
Yeah.
I would recommend try finding that on the web. It's out there because, dude, you will see how far.
Damn, man!
Damn!
The whole building!
Sorry about that. That video plan.
That footage is out there. If that one's not working, it's already posted everywhere. So,
All right.
let's pray.
Yeah, I just can't ignore the correlation with the two huge important to the Navy facilities. Our training grounds and our biggest base. I just can't ignore that.
Are you good, Red?
As far as
Mike, are you doing good? Because I know there's a lot of hoo-ha. I'm not going to get into it. I just want to make sure.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
You're good.
Absolutely good. Yes. Yes.
Okay, good.
Absolutely.
For sure, man. Much love to all truthers, dude. And just keep on this story, dude. Hopefully we'll see what happens.
Whoa, look at this. Wow, look at this video. I mean, let me see if they'll let me enlarge this one at least. From a lot of times on Twitter, they don't let you. This video is... Oh, maybe it will let me. I got a great video up right now. Alright, I'm going to turn the volume on, alright?
Look at the street. This is Sunset Avenue and...
Alright, we're going to watch this.
Damn, man!
Damn!
The whole building!
All of a sudden, it's not playing.
Oh my!
Why? Because I have a full screen? Pain in the ass.
Oh my God!
See that? How all of a sudden now it won't like show it? Well, maybe it'll...
This is Sunset Avenue and... Oh my God. Sunset and Northwestern.
Yep, Sunset and
This is by the... Oh my goodness.
The explosion happened at a
This is
factory.
crazy. Oh man.
Alright, so it wasn't like a mall, even though it said like that might have not been updated. So it happened at a factory. Now I'm curious what type of factory would be right outside, Navy training grounds. So far, no evacuations have been ordered. Oh, here we go. It's playing again. Look at that.
Oh my God. I hope. Oh man. I hope nobody's hurt. I hope there was nobody in there. Oh man. Oh. Yo, this is what's happening right now, live at Sunset Avenue.
Then all of a sudden it won't.
Northwestern.
It gets paused.
Oh my goodness. In Waukegan. I think there's a whole block that's blow up.
Yeah, the whole block. He said the whole block just blew up. That's what it looks like to him. Hold on. I'm still alive, right? Alright, drop. Wait a second. The chat's going so fast, I might have to. In the plane in Florida. Alright, so drop. Let's see what drop. Here now, this is what he was talking about. Thank you, drop. Alright. Explosion at Waukegan silicone plant. Silicone plant. So this could be for lack of a better word, organic. But then again, that's pretty convenient, right? But let's hear from the fire marshal, right? Thank you, drop. So 4 hospitalized after heavy explosion, like Snafu told us. Come on. I'm impatient. Alright, I'm going to start reading it while it loads. It's just now I got the volume off. Alright. I don't know. It doesn't want me to play it. Alright, let's see. At least 4 people were hospitalized following a massive explosion at a Waukegan silicone plant near the Gurney border Friday night. The Lake County Sheriff's Office said it was investigating a ground-shaking explosion in a building in the 3700 block of Hawthorne Court in Waukegan. Waukegan Fire Marshal Stephen Lindsay told reporters there was heavy structural damage at the site, an industrial complex that is home to AB Specialties Silicones. Lindsay said at least 4 people were taken to hospitals. No additional information about their conditions was available. Fire and city officials late Friday said there was a search and rescue operation underway. The investigation is ongoing. Viewers called into the WGN newsroom just before 10 p.m. Friday to report a loud sound and the ground shaking. Photos and videos were shared widely on social media. The sheriff's office is asking people to avoid the area of Sunset and Northwestern Avenues as the investigation continues. Now here's I'll have to play it in a different browser. But if I shit, I really want to play that video. Let's see what else we got. Yeah, smash that like button, guys, so that people can actually see what's going on. Now, I'm curious about the Florida. I'm telling you, something is up with the explosion in the plane in Florida. So, they make makeup. Oh, they make makeup. Thank you, Drop. That was my next thing. I was going to look them up. So they make makeup, which I've heard can be... Alright, we actually have a caller on right now. It's a far north suburb. Exactly. It's right by Georgia. I'm going to call you right back, Georgia. Alright? I just want, this is the point I'm trying to make. I know people don't want to jump to conclusions. I understand that. I don't either. So, but this is the point I want to make, okay? So here's Waukegan, Gurney line. And like I said, Georgia, I'm going to be calling you back. You'll be first up to talk about this, and we're all going to give, I'm going to get everybody's, alright, so see this? Waukegan, National Airport. Now this is basically Gurney, Waukegan, okay? Now watch. Now up here is Wisconsin. Where's pretty close by here should be, oh, maybe it's not as close as I thought. I don't know, let's see, cause oh yeah, Great Lakes, Illinois is what I'm looking for. So let me see. Great Lakes, Illinois should be right about. I'll just search it. No, not that. This is what makes me wonder, you know? Is this like an attack? Is this FF? Or is there no relation? Great Lakes Naval Station. Okay, now we're gonna zoom out and we're gonna see Naval Security Force, all this. See all this right here? Learn, this is where all the, so this is the immediate area surrounding it. I know that the bus ride was a little bit, but it's close, that's my point. So, let's see, where, do we see Waukegan yet? Oh, so it's like, okay. So here's Great Lakes. I'm trying to. I know Lake Geneva. I think Waukegan's right in here. Let's see though. Yeah, so Waukegan's right in here somewhere. Same little area. Oh, there's Wisconsin. Well, it might be down here. Actually, I went to Power. Here we go. So, Waukegan National Airport. Here's Waukegan. See this? Waukegan, Great Lakes Naval Station. That's what I was trying to tell you guys. I think that there's something to it. I really do. Because I remember we marched in that town. It's a heavily African American, as you can tell, like it's like an urban area, despite being a suburb of Chicago. And look what's right there. Right next to it. So you got Waukegan, and you got Great Lakes. Let's see. We can actually even see how close the exact. So we're talking, here's the Naval Training Center, Great Lakes Naval Station, U.S. Naval Reserve, Navy Boot Camp, that's where I was, USS Tranquility, Captain James Low Federal Health. So this is all a huge base, you see? And then boom, you have Waukegan right here. Alright, I gotta plug this. I gotta plug in the computer real quick. I'll be right back. See, so you guys see how close not only the naval base, but our training center. You know, when we go to, like, when 9/11 happened, they had so many people coming through that boot camp. And if we were going to go to war, well, if that training set, if this area was to be messed with, but then, you know, there's some distance, but not much, because right here, boom, Waukegan, Naval Training Center. So same thing with Virginia Beach. Let's take a look at Virginia Beach, right? I'm going to show you guys. It's like, you know, because near these bases, they have these other secret facilities as well. You know they do. Because they got to have some kind of underground, we all know there's some underground stuff going on, right? So, close to an important naval base, you're going to have some, you know, like factory type looking places that have a tunnel leading from these bases to them, and that's where a lot of, you know, top secret stuff goes on that I wouldn't even ever know of, because that is totally out of my need to know range. But let's look at Virginia Beach as well, because I mean, I have a theory here that there's a connection. There's alright, so here's Virginia Beach, right? Virginia Beach, Norfolk, Hampton. That's the other one I told you about. This is where my buddy got shot. I actually remember going over. Oh man, bad memories there. But anyway, so let's get in closer. You see all that red? So here's a nice, you know, that's all nice, but so, you know, there's a beach like that, but trust me, this is the biggest. See now, we'll go to Norfolk. Virginia Beach, Norfolk. It's all one and the same. So if we zoom in here, let's see what we get. I'm sorry guys, it's just live, investigating, trying to, you know, you see all that? You see all that? Let's center that. Alright, you see? Like I said, Virginia Beach and Norfolk, it's like one and the same. Look at this, this is the biggest naval base. We have more ships out of here than anywhere. At least when I was in. I mean, I'm pretty sure that's still the case. And even if, let's say, San Diego or Pearl Harbor has a little bit more, or Germany has a little bit more. No, Germany, I don't think so. Well, as far as Navy, definitely not. But, you know, like Army. Yeah, I know that Germany's huge Army base. But look at all those. See that? Those are ships. That's a carrier, I believe. You see that? See, they're all for shit. It's hard to tell what they are. But you see, this is all set up for ships. See, they're just little tiny boats. These are for, you know, the rich folk. These are the legit ships coming out of here. So let's see, all the way down. See that? All the way down. Huge Navy base, okay? Huge Navy base. And what's right next door? Military circle. I don't know why they call it that. I was never stationed there, so I don't know why they call it that, but I've been there a bunch of times. But right next door, you have Virginia Beach. So it's almost like the same distance too as Waukegan. So, you know, it makes you wonder, you know, there could be, you know, right along. And actually, if you guys remember, on my Frugal show, you know, if you remember, they said that the interstates, they almost ran these underground, supposedly these truck drivers who drove these underground interstates, they were almost kind of like parallel to the rail interstates, if I'm not mistaken. Well, I could see it maybe just kind of going just like that, along with like where 58 is, but underground. Um, Now it goes straight over, and who knows what goes on over here. Um, it's a theory, but you look at the distance from Virginia Beach to Norfolk. Like I said, it's all one and the same. I mean, Virginia Beach, that's where everybody who's stationed here lives around here. So, just like everyone who's stationed, they might not live so much in Waukegan, though. It's kind of a rough area. I'm going to hit chat again. All right. So, drop. Yes, you can call in. If you're Georgia, then I'm calling you right now, actually. But whoever's Georgia, you're up first. I just have to be fair. And then drop is second. And after that, we'll go from there. Alright, so Georgia is not answering. Feel free to call back, but drop. Go ahead, call in. Oh, here's Georgia. Hi, it's the Red Pill Dispensary.
Hey man, I'm sorry. I have like 3 different types of phones and they swipe differently. I swipe down instead of up call.
Alright, this isn't drop, is it?
Yeah, it is.
Oh, I can tell by the voice. How you doing?
Pretty good.
Thank you for the information in there, by the way, for that article.
Yeah, I have a theory about what you've been leading into.
Yes.
We're looking around military bases where we have explosions starting to happen. I would probably look for something to happen over at the Army base in Texas, too. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, I do.
But what I think is that we have infiltration of, people that are not vetted to work in industries where they can work with dangerous chemicals or whatever it be.
Yes.
Now, if you look at that company, it's AB Specialty Silicone.
Yes, that was, yep.
What they do is they make cosmetics out of resins, and they use a phenol group of stuff. But what they do is they have to take the hydrogen out of the phenol to make it phenol. Am I doing that right? Okay, so it's an aromatic organic compound. It's C6H5OH, and of course that's what they call it in chemistry. It's a crystalline solid, and that is volatile. So they take the phenol, I believe, and they make it into. It's closely related to benzene, but you know what happens when you take that hydrogen out of something. You know that.
Yes, I do. I actually used to work at Air Gas, if you know that place.
So there's liberal cities, and they're gonna not vet people from foreign countries.
Exactly.
Work in factories like this, and I'm thinking that some sleeper cells are starting to wake up. And looking like a preempt like that.
Yes, and
that's what I would think.
And there's sleeper cells. It's so funny you mentioned that. I watched a video today about sleeper cells popping up, confirmed sleeper cells popping up all over the country. Now, I kind of watched it, but then I didn't, give it too much credence, only because Minnesota was one of the states that weren't red. And I'm like, Minnesota, I mean, they took all these refugees. I mean, I think they would be at risk, but they weren't red.
A major red flag on Minnesota, because I know that working with some of the Somalian and Kenyans.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm worried about. Yeah, the Somali, Kenyans.
They have a lot larger population in Minnesota.
Hence Ilhan Omar.
Yeah, whatever you want to call it. I mean, I went to several weddings and ate gold meat. That was pretty good. I actually understand them, and I established what do you call it, naively, nonprofit organization, a 501c3. So I'm not familiar with filing paperwork like that, but once I found out what they were really doing, I pulled it and I called the IRS.
Yeah.
So, but I think that we have sleeper cells here ready to take it down.
I do too.
We're going to be and I totally agree with you, and I totally agree with you about the Great Lakes area because I went there too. I served it 1 year in the reserves, and then I served, they were doing all kinds of crazy programs, it was like...
Yeah, you know what goes on so you know what goes on at the Great Lakes and how close Waukegan is, It's like one and the same thing as Virginia Beach and Norfolk. It's just, for these things to happen so close to each other, the bases are too secure. You know what I'm saying? So they're gonna hit something vital close to the base. And
the base is spread out too. You talk about the base in Texas for the Army, for Christ's sakes. That's miles of territory. And we've seen some stuff there. Where we've had shootings and stuff like that. But I really think that the UN's going to make a play because we got two cabals fighting each other, and that's what it is. That.
Yes, absolutely. That's why people are so confused, because things are either black or white to them. They don't understand there's black, white, and about 100 shades of gray in between. And there's like for instance, I mean, like Trump, for instance, he does the hand sign when he sits, right? But then, so do a bunch of his enemies. Well, there are two different factions at war, and it's obvious. You can tell by things like the fact that he vetoed Congress trying to stop our helping of Saudi Arabia because of the Yemen war. But the
Yemen war is about keeping that channel open. We have two
exactly
about 60% of the oil flows.
You got it, buddy.
Right, and
or else Iran and Russia got us by the balls. He sees the big picture. It's almost like a lot of this Congress. I mean, especially since you got people like we know the type of people that are in there, and I think a lot of them are going to go down this month. I think that something's going to happen this month, as far as
I definitely think that there's going to be a move to take things down. I'm not a big one on Q. I think it's a low level disclosure just for information for the general public.
Yeah, it wouldn't make sense to do that. But at the same time, I think Q was real at one point. However, now because only because he was talking in like signals intelligence, like shorthand.
Actually, three of them matched.
Yeah, see, but there was one time, I would say like January 18, where I know this guy. Or what I think it was actually artificial intelligence. Knew about.
Rang the bell, didn't it?
Yeah, it did, it showed shorthand, and that's something that only like a cryptologist would know, like or maybe somebody in coding, but the way it was SIGINT, signals intelligence, and the way he put the shorthand is exactly the way I have read more reports, and it just seemed too familiar to me and too real, and all of a sudden it changed, and it seemed like he did a data dump, and that data is the data that you get a lot of the Q proofs from, is from that area, that Q at that time. Now, do I think that there's like this group of that's protected? Maybe, but I think it's more likely artificial intelligence. That's just my opinion. Artificial intelligence is something that is being used, and
well, I can say that I'm not going to say it.
Yeah, go ahead. Unless.
About an old friend I went to high school with, and this particular individual. It's a three-letter agency today.
Yeah.
And sometimes I get a call out of the blue, just tells me something, warning.
Yeah.
Not specific, but,
Yeah, yeah.
because, just friends. But, I'm telling you that, I believe this is actually a preempt to, some type of event. And I think that it's probably the sleeper cells that have been infiltrated in there. And yes, the best way to hit a base is, and the military bases, is to actually start blowing stuff around them that you have opportunities for.
Exactly. Yep. I agree.
Soft targets.
Soft targets, because the bases are too secure. Yeah. They're way too secure, especially bases like Norfolk, Great Lakes, way too secure. Think about it. You take out Great Lakes. How are you going to train sailors to replenish your navy? You know.
Well, they have the old barracks over there in Port Orchard too. And the Coast Guard actually occupies that, or it's museum now. I mean, my Uncle Hugh actually was a Coast Guard officer.
Yeah.
And they have the chicken coops over there.
Yeah. But still, I mean, there's some valuable, with the training that they have there. It's just, I could see that impeding. We would still be able to make war for sure, but it would impede our ability to replenish, I believe.
Well, what I was going to say is, when I lived in Georgia for almost 20 years, so I don't live in Georgia anymore. I live in Washington State. But what I was going to say is that it's known that over there in Georgia that there's like 3 different compounds for radical Islam. Goes, and it's obviously that there's 3 compounds there, and everybody knows about it, and
I'm surprised in Georgia they don't get,
well, no, Georgia actually has the highest population of illegals.
Wow, like per person, not. Like percentage wise, yeah, like per person, yeah.
Yeah, and so and then a lot of them that couldn't get any paperwork over in Georgia after one of the Republican governors hammered down on it, the benefit stuff they don't have in North Carolina. So and then they bankrupted North Carolina. And that it's just.
And North Carolina's gone blue, right? Yeah, I know, right? Makes sense. Yeah, North Carolina, I never thought I'd see the day, but it's been blue for, what, like 8 years now?
As far as the Sky King, I recognize that right away, but, so I put out a video on explaining what Sky King was and the EMAs.
Yeah, the Sky King, now that's used just by Air Force?
No, it's not only Air Force. It could be alien, foreign, whatever. It's a global communication system. But, I subscribe.
I never used it.
I subscribe.
Even if I did, I couldn't say.
It's Foxtrot is what it is. And so they
I gotcha.
And so I just did an explanation video of it, and everybody's watching it going viral. But I did understand them. We had over 9 of them. We had over 9 of them. Actually, and it's one of the very few out there actually explain what the hell it is. I mean, and
that's great.
Just when Marsh started talking about it, I got the alert from number stations, and I was doing the video, and it was uploading before Mark even got done talking.
You know what? I didn't even think of that. I can't believe that escaped me. Is that happened, and now this. And I want to hear more about. Do you know what's going on with the Now, what's the name of your channel?
Drop.
Okay.
Permanently banned from THEREDPILLNEWS and TV.
Are you?
Because I told him to take a hike because somebody did a snarky comment at me and I didn't appreciate it, so I told her.
Yeah. That's unfortunate.
I told her to F off, and I'm not going to apologize for that because I don't need somebody to tell me, I don't have crayons in a crime room in my place. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Crayons. No crayons at all. I will not apologize.
So Yeah.
Not being take abuse from people that are snarky and have no idea what the hell they're talking about. I mean, if I didn't work a full-time job, working at home for the last 16 years myself, and I talk to people all over the world, so.
Trust me, I understand. I just went through it. I don't really wanna. I'm with you, Drop. Yeah, I didn't even know about that, but I was with you anyways. I mean, I'm getting a lot of great sites from Drop. I'll tell you that. But I'm looking for the
We have some of the similar experiences.
some good yeah. Exactly. It's like
I don't like to really hang around military that much because it's not.
Well, can you tell me like the name of the video?
Yeah, it's just Sky King, blah blah blah. You can go to
Just Sky King should be enough, I think.
Yeah. Some people tell me that.
Yeah, I got you right here. I got you right here. Do I have permission to play it?
Yeah, you can play whatever you want.
Okay. So.
I mean, basically, I just go through.
Yeah, very loud. Yeah.
You can go to LoJack's Destroying Computers. LoJack's is a derivation of LoJack.
Yeah.
It actually is used for UEIF.
Yeah, I am familiar with that. Yes.
The Russians weaponized it. But you might want to skip along a little bit because on that part of the video, when I start talking about the first part of it.
All right.
Yeah, you have to skip through it. But I go through it and just.
Looks like you.
I'm talking about stuff what me and Brian Knight see.
Countries too, but not as often.
I'm going to turn it down a little bit, that way we can hear.
Is known as Sky King messages, which will even be read over time and interrupt in EAM to be read. Both of these messages are
Further
timed.
than that? Okay.
Yeah, it's down the road there a little bit.
COM and PATCOM parents between 6 and 12. The preamble told the crew which edition and page Weather Services AWS. Test counter number sent over the FH-GCS.
Oh yeah, I can tell you 100% comms. Yeah.
So what are these? Emergency action messages are frequently read on the HF-GCS. They gotta kill me with that word, aren't they? Frequencies are usually won't take you long here. They begin with a 6-letter header. This preamble could have a few different names, different uses, but MPS states for Minuteman missile launches. Nice to know, huh? The preamble told the crew which edition and page number and non-sealed authenticators to use. Once at that right page, the crew would know what messages checklist to use. The receiving crew has an emergency access to the emergency action checklist binder where the messages and instructions are copied to. Then the message continues afterwards and is repeated. Typical EMA message is 30 characters long, but that can be different. There have been EMA messages over 200 characters long before. The message usually ends with main cell out, but can change based off where it is being sent from X. Off to out, main cell is the collective call sign for all ground stations in the network. From 2013 to April 2015, main cell out was much more commonly used ending than originating base.
Okay.
Which means we put it before instead of after. Since then, you now mostly hear a call sign being used for the sender recipient. Another unique call sign is Skymaster, the collective call sign for U.S. Strategic Air Command.
It seems like you have a firm grasp on this knowledge, so shoot. Okay. Yep.
87 years old.
This is before the Air Force.
Almost his entire life. No, Army Air Corps.
Oh, I thought that it wasn't that what it was called before the Air Force? Or some,
yeah, that was way back in Korea.
Yeah. No, yeah. My, yeah,
he worked for the government, the Department of Interior. He flew senators and representatives back to D.C. before he became part of the Foreign Service and he worked with the FAA. And his final role, when he got down to part of his career, was that he was actually a commissioned officer as a reserve in charge of trading the plane. So when I know this guy came in, he's good at that. You get it?
Got it. I get exactly what you're saying, actually.
And, of course, he got a lot of information, that I actually inherited because of that. So, when the way government works, the little secrets and stuff on around like that, wrapped out a lot of information for the old man. That's all there is to it.
I wonder if this is, right now I just pulled up,
You have to actually
Reddit?
You have to go, EAM, or you see this guy coming.
Oh, this is 3 years ago, forget about it.
EAM, yeah, otherwise you're going to be discouraged.
Yeah.
But the article, like I said, is actually more information, and,
I know, I probably just go back to your,
yeah,
I'm just gonna go back to your, YouTube channel.
well, yeah, if you want good reading information, you gotta go ahead and read my stuff about the, nuclear reactors and power plants that we have and how that, it's one of those,
Airborne command.
the backup generators was screwed.
Huh. See, I'm subscribed to you, but I ain't hit the bell. Now that's why. I wasn't getting your videos, that's why. I ain't hit the bell.
Yeah,
That's why a lot of people, if you don't get my videos, make sure the bell's hit, because, that's usually the most common, a lot of familiar names here. Oh, Phoebe, huh? Alright, so, we're gonna get into,
Yeah, I try to educate people more than anything, and of course, I'll throw my 2 cents in while I'm doing that, so it's kind of subtle.
yes.
The other thing, my channel is low disclosure to wake people up. You know what I mean? And there's certain things that I'm not going to give full disclosure. I can't do it anyway.
No.
I worked in the engineering field for years before, and, I had to go through the clearance thing, you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Because I worked a lot on aerospace. It was also military industrial complex stuff, for subs, tanks, aerospace, and everything else. Not just for the military, but for the civilian, of course, too.
Contract.
Yeah, a lot of military contractors. So I had to go through the old search. NDAs make it pretty thick when you start signing them, because here's your Bible before we hire you. We're going to talk everybody here now.
Yeah, right.
It reminds me of my friend Michael. We got out of college, he decided to join the Navy, and, when he...
Great. What do you do?
They did what church on him, because, they're going to commission him, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, yeah, wow.
Yeah, they do what church on you when they commission your ass. And so, I was like, what do you want to know? We're done with that. You're a piece of shit mobile. He's been going to college for the last 4 or 5 years. Living across the trees, it's my brother's best friend, and stuff like that shit.
Oh, yeah, they were trying to get me to go, what's it called, OTC.
OTC?
No, not OTC, no, OCS. They wanted me to go Officer Candidate School, and, I was kind of like, like a proud enlisted man. I said, no, I'm going to be a chief one day. Never came to fruition. I ended up getting out, but, I didn't do the OCS. But they wanted me to do it, but I decided not to.
Well, you know, Pat spent years as
I work for a living, you know?
Yeah, it's the same thing. You know, John Pat was actually enlisted for many years.
Yeah.
You know, so, you know, and actually,
That's why he was so well respected. Well, that and he was a great man. I mean, but oh yeah, the most if you guys out there, the most respected in the military is a warrant officer because they have been enlisted for 30 years or something and they've seen it all, they've been through it all. They've done all the crap you've had to do instead of some college boy or some sir. Yeah. Exactly. Yeah. Oh yeah. They run. I mean, and if they do kind of get orders. Yeah, I know, right? Yeah. With a gold bar trying to. Yeah, I really do think it's all related. And then I didn't even consider the sky cannon. I can't believe I forgot about that. I seen the video, and I mean, so not only is there some type of anticipated threat.
The minute I got that Twitter alert, you know, I was like, striking, oh shit, you know.
Yeah.
So that's why I jumped on it, and I want to make sure everybody knows what goes on when that happens. And hopefully, I haven't found any videos that are really instructional on that, so hopefully it helps a lot of people.
Yeah, and I hope that by me showing this, more people check out the channel. Looks like you're doing pretty good, a lot of views, and this just dropped. No pun intended.
I got about the same amount of subscribers as you do.
Yeah, so that's great. That's great. You know.
Brian, because he's the guy.
I see him all the time. He's great. I see him. I would love to have him on.
He's got a great knowledge of what's floating around out there, and I hate to tell you, I don't know, I'm going to tell you, but I have now.
See, I don't know. I just know, like, I know everything there is to know about frequencies. I know everything there is to know about different type of, like, cell tower technology, different types of satellite technology, different type of just kind of what happens with signals intelligence, to sum it up, you know? That's my thing. Exactly. And so, and if we put together our minds and at the same time, not violate, our oath, to keep national secret, especially if we are in fact under attack in some form or fashion, then we can educate the public the best we can, and that's what I try to do. I can tell that's what you try to do. And
well, actually, we actually have a bomb shelter right across the street at the front of our house.
Oh, that's good to know.
Yeah, it's good to know because not only are there a bunch of 1950-old vehicles here where I can get parts and get something wrong if there's an EMP or a CME.
Yeah.
But if Hanover goes, there's a nice place that's radiation bunker.
Really?
Isn't that wonderful? Like, yeah, they even got an airstrip. And I didn't know until I have an ex-Army guy that was right next door.
That's amazing.
And blah, blah, blah. And I have a Navy guy that's a radio guy right across the street.
It's like Cold War already, but I mean that's with the how dependent the technology is now. EMP, like you said, the '50s cars. These are the things that
Well, an EMP doesn't really concern me as much as the CME. If we get a big X-class flare, it's over. You're not going to have any power for us to leak.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's
If that.
That's like on a supernatural level compared to. Yeah, I know.
I'm a believer in an EMP for taking out all the grid. I am a believer that it will do some major damage. And, these don't really know because they haven't done any good experiments for that.
And that's the thing. I don't think that they do know. I mean, Then again, there's been some blackouts that I bet you, they weren't just, I bet you they were tests on our system, on our grid. Speaking of plasma, I'm actually going to be doing a show on the electric universe theory that my friend has put together. It's like a tetrahedral type universe, it's an electrical universe, and it's very interesting. This guy's very intelligent, Anthony Patch. So I'm gonna be having him on. I've had coffee with him 3 times. He's a good man. Yeah. Yeah, he's gonna be on in a couple weeks, and it'll be great. I think that he is the most intelligent man that I know of in the truth community. I really do. I mean, you listen to this man talk, it's just like everything and anything, and you can just ask him anything scientifically, and he just knows it. It's unbelievable.
Well, that black hole, they actually tried to say that they found a black hole. I was like, okay, yeah, right. You get using these templates and you go extract them with data for years to get a black hole. That's the last one for the pretty safe.
And actually, did you hear about how they found out that the universe is expanding at a rate that is much, 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 much faster than they thought? And at such a rate that the Big Bang Theory actually becomes less and less likely. Okay?
Actually, already in 2015, actually just proved through mathematics and debunked all of Einstein's stuff. And other theories debunked it.
And that's what's starting to happen right now. There's all this data coming out, and I think it's because of artificial intelligence. I mean, it's able to do things. I mean, when it comes to space, it's hard for people to.
I did a video on that about the quantum financial system and using quantum financial computers. And, China's actually turned it on last year on June 23rd. And we have one of the outbreaks right now that we're working at for a financial system as a quantum computer. And
I find it fascinating. Quantum computers and quantum physics, I find it all so fascinating. Like the D-Wave. And do you know that the next model is going to make encryption? And basically what I did in the Navy, unfortunately, cryptology obsolete. There will be, every code will be crackable. And,
yeah, it's not working. It actually sends out the information at the same time. It doesn't have that process on either side. It just processes instantaneously.
It makes it obsolete.
Right, and so it's going to make hacking a lot harder.
Or impossible unless you have one yourself, and even then, it's still going to be very difficult. So
actually, if you try to hack it, my understanding is I have a little bit of research, but if you try to hack into it or even try to screw with it, it actually just destroys itself, so the information is destroyed. So it's not hackable.
Yeah, I know that it's unhackable, and I know that it's unbreakable. Once it reaches the next, they already have it, you know that. But what they tell the public is that they're at, what was it, 20? Yeah, right. It's like 24 something, and the next one's like the 5,000 model, let's say. And once it gets to that level, that's when, like I said, all communications becomes encrypted to the point.
It only show certain people certain stuff, that are in a little higher positions.
Yeah.
The real thing is that we've had Space Force for years, and you know that.
Oh yeah. I mean, anything that they disclose or even hint at, anything that we know without a clearance, they've had for years. They've had for years and years and years, and they. I mean, we think our smartphones are so amazing. I mean, that's nothing. That's nothing. It's commercial BS.
Matt, I can tell you one thing though. In my opinion, we may see rumors of wars and wars, just for short term stuff. But I think we're really looking at it as something that's going to be more of a event coming from the heavens.
I totally agree.
And I think that when it led to which I think it will,
now, do you mean the sun? Do you believe in the 3 days of darkness, or?
Well, I can see the 3 days of darkness from volcanoes, and I can see it from clouds and storms, and I can see it,
Yeah.
But I really do think that, we're going to have an event that is just going to knock out through it. So I think people want to be prepared for that. And hopefully they have to turn sun so they understand that.
Yeah. There's just so many things going on at once, because, like, okay, so there's, like, the wars amongst countries, rumors of wars, all that. Okay, yeah. But at the same time, there's a holy war. Yeah, I know. You know what? You're right. Yeah, exactly. The different factions of cabals. But basically, then there's a holy war. Obviously, look what's happening to these churches. Do you think that was just some normal fire in Notre Dame? No. That something went on there. There was a craft that I saw on a webcam. Now that webcam's down. The guy who made the video's down. But if anyone believes my word, there was a triangle craft which matches something the U.S. military has. Yeah.
Let's say I was out in the middle of the desert in Nevada there, and we farm on there. My dad used to do that when I was a kid. Look at themselves, my sponsor pointed at them instead of the North Sun stars.
Exactly.
Okay,
yeah.
That's where I got my soldier and and ever since then, he kind of gave me some information and stuff like that. He didn't know what the hell
Wow. Yeah, this craft is called the I don't know like T3, the T3, like cloaked. And the funny thing is, yeah. Anyways, what it did was it was there, and then it cloaked. It was gone. And this is on a webcam that anyone can view, because like you can just put in, let's say you put it in Boston. You can see the Zakin Bridge live at any time. You can see, the streets live at any time. Same thing with Paris. Well, this guy was smart enough to go in the webcams. All of a sudden, you see this craft up here for 2 minutes and then it disappears.
I actually believe a lot of shit that Corey Good says.
Okay,
I actually believe a lot of it.
Corey Good? I'm not familiar.
It's running around with what's his face from. I believe Corey Good to some point. I don't believe some of the other guys.
Yeah, it's tough to know who or what to believe. Besides the full armor of God, I think that's number one. Yes. Oh, okay. Yeah. There are, because you know what? Listen, there's one thing that I feel pretty strongly about. It's not beings from another planet. If let's say it's not ours, as far as a nation or the cabals, the corporations, or whatever it is, right? If it is something else, not human, it is what is spoken of in the Bible. It's the fallen angels, things like that. That's what I believe. Or the Anunnaki. Yeah, Elohim. That's God's magistrates and angels.
I can't find this link because we're not from here either. Okay.
Well, yeah. Hey, are you familiar with Jonathan Clark? Jonathan Clark? He's been doing some very interesting spiritual stuff, but I try to take it with a grain of salt. But spare, like, it's hard.
Actually, people misconstrue things. When we talk about the soul, we think about the spirit, and it's not the same thing.
Yeah, so the spirit would be from above, and the soul is us.
The soul is the vessel.
Yes, yes. And that's actually what he says. So you might actually be interested in him, and it's just this. I do believe it. I do believe that there's gonna be a holy war first. There's still a couple things left to for me to see, for me to know that it's time. Now, don't get me wrong. If I had a checklist, there's red checks all the way down, and there's a few things left for me to see. And once I see those things, I just suggest that everybody, you get up.
That's what it is.
Say that again?
You're between believe and know.
Yeah.
You're kind of on the fence right now. But it's okay, but I'm getting a little bit tired, so I'm just going to watch the rest of the show and let you continue. That's okay.
I'd say I'm 98 believe, 2% no, because you can't know. You can't. It's beyond our understanding. But we can watch for the signs. That's my point. And there are signs that we are supposed to watch for.
When you start seeing a lot of plasma in the atmosphere, just get ready for the lights to go off. That's what I'm saying.
I agree with you there, sir. All right, actually, you work for a living. I agree with you there, Drop. So, all right, so everyone, check out Drop's channel. It sounds like a wealth of knowledge dumped into these videos, and actually, I'm gonna be checking it out myself. I didn't get the bell on this one. I don't know why. I could have sworn. Anytime I subscribe, I always hit the bell.
Yeah, don't forget to hit Brian's channel too, because he can show you what's around the sun and everything else.
Exactly, and you kind of put it all together, And
yeah, I mean, I don't have to deal with this stuff. Brian does a lot of this stuff, and say, hey, hit me on. Do you have hangouts or anything like that?
Yeah, I would actually, when I was having trouble going live before, I attempted Hangout, so I get an idea of how to do it, but if
you probably need to actually upgrade your browsers, and you probably need to install Chrome or something like that.
Yeah, I'm always kind of like wary of upgrades.
Okay, well, I know you're worried of the upgrades, but you also get hit by the low checks. So what I suggest that you do, you have a Windows machine, right?
Yes.
Go pay $35 for 3 devices for your phones or your computers, or whatever it is, for 3 devices for $35 per year, and go to Driver Easy and let it update everything for you. Protect your ass.
Nice. You're not the first to tell me that, by the way. So, you know what? I think I'm going to do that. That's definitely worth the money.
It's called Driver Easy. I recommend it.
So, you know what? Let's pull it up for everybody. And I appreciate you calling in, Drop. Alright, I'll see you in chat, and I appreciate you calling, okay? Great information.
Yeah, good night.
You too. Alright, I love when Drop calls in. It's always very informative. I'm happy now I know that I didn't have the bell click. I was wondering. Okay, so Drive Easy. So this is what he's talking about. And this is what I would need to watch. $35. And there's reasons that I worry about updates on my phone, on my computer. There's reasons to worry about those, and this will protect you, and at the same time allow you to do the updates without having that in the back of your head, like I do. Every single time I have an update, I delay it. I'm just too wary. But just for peace of mind, it's worth $35. And then, by the way, so if anybody else wants to call in, I'm gonna check in again on. what's going on. See if there's anything new here. You know what? I'm gonna check on chat. Be right back. My night. I see ya. There it is. DriveEasy.com. Thank you, drop. For the drop. Fix Windows with just one click. Alright. Hold on. Yeah. Alright, so I'll take care of that later. I'm gonna do it on your time. Okay, so checking out double mic open. Echo. Okay, I have an echo. How could that be? How could that be? How could that be? Alright, how about now? Now that close that. Who could that be from? How could that be? Check here. Hello, 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 hello. Thank you. Did that just start happening? That's weird, huh? Alright. Thank you. Alright, let's see. Let me get back to, oh shit, did I get out of, shoot. Did I get out of, how did I lose channel? Oh. Did I lose you guys? Oh yeah, this is a good channel. I was checking this out. She does good sky observations. Wolf too. I don't know what happened to so anyways, so if anyone wants to call in, a little downtime right now, but while we're doing that, let's just I'm curious about something here. Breaking news. I want to see yeah, I'm real slow. Hold on. Am I not even live? Okay, okay. Alright. When you put your... Yeah, that's funny, huh? How that works. Alright. It should be good now, right? Am I correct? Am I correct to say it's good? Yeah, Explosion, Illinois, Mama Potato, yep. How you doing, Mama Potato? Much respect. I saw you in a particular video, and I just want to thank you. Let me look at you when I say that. Mama Potato, you know, I want to thank you. I do. I hadn't even seen you before then, and you at least heard me out, and I appreciate that, because it wasn't easy, you know, with so many people coming at you. Not to bring up stuff, it's just I appreciate it. Okay. It's not about right or wrong, it's just about appreciating somebody, that's all. Alright, so yeah, this is WokeTube. She's a small channel if you guys want to check her out. but she does great work on the. She's a sky watcher as well. I'd like to actually check out Brian Knight while I'm here because I don't think I'm subscribed. Actually, I might be, but I want to check out Brian Knight. I know he said he'd be right back. He had to go have a cigarette or something. Well, I don't want to put words in his mouth, but maybe it's a cool way of saying. Oh, I thought you were white. I'm just kidding. All right, so Brian Knight. Let's see. Mayday, Mayday, huh? Mayday was an interesting day for me.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. I got you here at the seed site on May 1st where we had
Let me tell her. Oh, I didn't mean to. Let me just tell her. See, it's just one person, but, each one of us are just one person. That's why I try to answer every comment. I try to. By the way, this is Montegraph. This is a guy that is a very interesting man. I suggest check him out. He is brilliant, and when it comes to computers and know-how and strategy and just so many different things. Trust me now, you gotta, so let me get rid of this down here. So yeah, you gotta get to, why are they taking it laying down? He's a very interesting fella. I suggest you guys check him out. So we got 22 people in the room. Maybe that's why I'm not getting any calls. So anyway, feel free to call. If not, we're gonna check out Brian Knight. We covered tonight. We covered a little bit of the Sky King. We covered the explosions in Illinois and how they correlate to a nearby base, and it was just happened to be one of the two times that they let us out of boot camp. One was I'll talk to you guys. So one of the two times they let us out of base, one was for the All-Star game in Chicago. One was for the All-Star game in Chicago, and one was on Independence Day to do a march in Waukegan, which is where this explosion occurred. So to hear that just blew my mind. Because right away, as soon as I saw north of Chicago, I said, oh, wow. There was a town that I did that we had marched in, and we got such a great reception, and you're in boot camp, so it's like you're out in the world, like finally, this is before the All-Star game, and we all had our state flags. I had Washington, it's a green flag, and we're marching through Waukegan, literally, and just such a great reception. This is right after 9/11. Like a year and a half, almost 2 years after. And so, and 9/11 happened my senior year. I've told you guys that a bunch of times. But so that town came to mind. And of course, I'm like, well, what are the chances it's that town? That's exactly the town it was. If you were watching live, like I learned that with you live, like that. I'm still shocked by that. That is just like, that blew my mind. Alright, so let's take a look at Brian Knight's channel, okay? Alright.
We had a coronal mass ejection again. Now, I want you to watch this area right here, because there appears to be another spheroid object right here.
Hey, hold on. First, I'm pretty sure, based on what Drop said, but I'd like to see, is this okay, Brian McKnight? Is that okay, Brian McKnight? Kelly Kebo, where is this located? This clip. Brian Knight, is it okay to show your channel, a video on your channel? And if so, is there one you recommend above others? Yeah, West Virginia Prepared Mind. Will you check it out? Make sure it's not too graphic, if it is graphic at all. And also, Kelly Kebo, if you could give like a little bit of background on it. Is it, is it over in Iran? Something a place like that, or Yemen. If it's in a place like that, I mean, I'd expect that. Now, if it's in America, let's say Minnesota, I would definitely love to play that video. But, okay, so Brian Knight said, sure, you should start with Wake Up Call. All right, great. We're going to get Drop and Brian Knight the love they deserve, because these guys are very knowledgeable, and I'm subscribed, and I don't have the bell. See, you know what? I think that this is why. See, I wasn't getting videos from Brian Knight. I wasn't getting videos from Drop, and I was thinking that they weren't making videos. I'm telling you, sometimes when you don't get videos from people that you normally, get videos from, check your bell. If they're close to the truth, because I have people tell me all the time, like, why am I not getting notifications, this and that? I always tell them, check your bell. And all of a sudden, they start getting them again. And you might have to do it several times. But usually, that's a sign, hey, I should maybe be watching every video that person puts out. So Brian Knight and Drop, I was subscribed, and I always click the bell. I mean, I know I'm not Nick the new guy here, but it's funny. It's funny, so I think you're above the target there, buddy. So Wake Up Call. Wake Up Call. I'm sorry. Alright, I'll go to videos. Probably make it easier. Matrix 1, 2. Oh, Schumann. Oh, I'd like to see that. That sounds interesting. Nemesis Objects. Nibiru's Possession. Wake Up Call. Alright. Oh, man.
Welcome back, folks.
Luckily, someone viewed it right before me.
Say thank you to a fellow YouTuber who showed me how to use this instrument, so I could go back into the archives and find something I've been looking for. Who knows who he is? So, anyways, back in September of last year, there were 3 X-class flares that came off the sun as we are entering a grand solar minimum. And scientists theorize that, it could be this or that. Well, I'm going to show you what caused these X-flares. It's this object right here. So I'm going to put this into motion, and you're going to see. There's the first flare. That was an X10.
Yeah, see that?
Then the object travels towards the sun, goes back behind the sun.
Whoa.
Look what else shows up in this time frame. These 2 objects up here that look very similar to something we've seen before. Then as this object emerges from the backside of the sun, on this side over here, it causes a second flare. Here it comes. Boom.
Whoa.
Here's our object right here. And starts to move away. You'll see it cause a third flare. Boom. Here's our object right here. Looks like Nibiru. It's got a wing coming off on this side and a wing coming off on that side. And that's not all, because behind that is this big object right here. This is what's causing our flares. Here's a conduit of plasma that is sucking off of our sun, going into this planet. Here's a damage ring or an impact zone on this planet right here. You can see Nibiru sticking out in front of it here. Run this backwards. You can see it goes backwards. There's the second flare. Back behind the sun, comes back out.
Yeah.
And there's the first flare.
So this is like over like.
So the mass of that object is sucking material off of our sun, causing these solar flares. Boom, right there.
1 day, 2 days.
Comes back behind the sun.
3 days.
Comes back out. Second flare.
4 days to go around the sun.
And third flare.
Interesting.
So there's your wake-up call.
Look at the
You
date.
enjoyed.
I wonder if that's UTC time or. Now, Brian, do you have a second video that you think we should follow up with? And also, you know.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. We got you here at the 27th of April, 2019. And we're going to put this into motion. And
Brian, do you have a second video you want played with your permission? Yeah, he is. That was great. So that's Nibiru. So Nibiru, it took Nibiru, from my count, 4 or 5 days to go around the sun, around the back of the sun. So that's UTC time. Okay. Because I saw the 9:10, so of course my mind started wandering into, I wonder, you know, what parts of the world might it be 9/11, if that. So that object is 10 times bigger than the sun. Yeah, I can see that. So now, does that mean that in 2017 it had went around, and now it's? So where would that object be now? Because I've seen precession. Okay, so Nibiru's precession. Okay. Because I've seen these types of videos, but you know what? That was good, and I can tell you know what you're talking about. So I'm just gonna play the video and hold the questions for now. Okay, so what am I doing? Okay. So go. I'm getting like tired. I can't even like think. Okay.
howdy, folks. Welcome back.
Right
what I'm going to be showing you today is a procession of Nibiru as it gets closer and closer to our sun. Let me explain a few things first. Here's this object right here, Nibiru, and it's on the opposite side of the sun from us. This satellite that's taking these series of images is on the opposite side of the sun from us, so it's hard to see this object because it's on the back side of the sun. And I'm going to start taking you year by year through this video. So take note of these dates. This is in 2010.
My question with this,
and I'm going to run it forward for you so you can see it's the pass it made in 2010. It set off a solar flare there. It goes way below the sun and already starts heading back out. Next, we're going to 2011.
From what I understand.
Here it comes in again, setting off more solar flares. And starts heading back out again.
And it's a little closer.
Here we are at 2012.
I might be wrong, but that's...
Here it comes in again, setting off more solar flares.
They seem to be getting worse.
A little deeper in this time, and then starts heading back out.
Oh, it is getting close.
Here we are at 2013. Coming back in again. More solar flare activity.
Wow.
A little deeper this time, and a little closer up to the occulter. So each year that it comes in, it's getting deeper in and closer to the occulter, moving up like this. Here we are at 2014.
Somebody tell West Virginia prepared mind about Nibiru.
More solar flares. See, it's getting closer. It's getting higher up and deeper into the picture here. Okay, here we are at 2015. Way in there, just under the occulter, this black occulter right here, and then heads back out. Now notice the difference between 2015 and now 2016. This time it moves in, goes back behind, behind the occulter, then pops out and heads back out. One more time. See that? See, this time it goes in a lot deeper behind the occulter and then heads back out. Now to 2017 down here. This time it goes back behind the sun.
It's like dead.
And pops back out right here. And here's the object right here. You can see the wings on the side of it here, looking like Nibiru. And right behind it is the bigger object. Let's see if I can get it right on the right frame here. Right there. Here, this bigger object is what's really setting off the solar flares. These two objects are coming in next to each other and setting off all these solar flares. And that was 2017. Now to this year, in 2018, down here. This is this year's pass. As it comes in, not so much solar flaring activity because the secondary object is up in a higher position. But you notice how it goes in deeper, back behind the sun, and comes back out. One more time on this one. Get this thing to cooperate here. So this was this year's pass. It goes back, way back deeper. That's when it's behind the sun there, it's getting closer to Earth each time. And back out. Okay, then there's something else I want to show you here. This is a list I've compiled of the dates when it first starts entering the frame over here on the right. So if you take a look at these dates, 11 of 10, 11, 13 of 11, 11, 1 of 12, and as we go down, you'll notice there's a little rhythm here where this thing is showing up 10 days shy of a year.
Yeah,
so here we are down here at August 25th of 2018 is when it first arrived in the frame over on this side. So I've projected the next year that'll be entering the frame about August 15th of 2019.
Wow.
Okay, so that's it for now. And just real quick here before we leave, you'll see this other list on the side over here. This is my list of a different object entering the screen that I'll do my next video on. So I hope you enjoyed, and we'll see you next video.
I enjoyed. All right. Let's, yeah, West Virginia prepared mind.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back.
So
I got you back over here at the Schumann Resonance, and I've been watching this instrument, waiting for this 24-hour period thing to happen again. And the last two times it happened.
Okay, so unless that's the so one more video. Brian Knight, is there a video you have? Next play Nemesis on you. Okay. Nemesis on you. Like I said, I'm getting tired. I'm like forgetting that I have to go and click on his name. Alright. Now this is on me. So not Nemesis Sky, Nemesis Objects. What did you mean, Nemesis Sky? Oh, okay, so the next video.
Howdy folks, welcome back. So in my last video, I showed you an object that entered from this side of the frame, went back around behind the sun, and exited coming out this way. And that was the September-November time frame, October, around there. This is a different object starting on this side in the January through March time frame. So I'm going to put this into motion, and I want you to watch this object move retrograde compared to the last one. And it moves in just like the last series. It starts off low down here, shallow pass, and then leaves. So that's 2011. Here's 2012. And you see how it's getting closer to the occulter and going deeper in, just like last time. And here's 2013. Now it's going back behind the sun, bopping out on the other side. And here we got this object showing up over here again. That's a familiar thing in these. Now, 2014. Now, this ought to put any doubts that this is just one of our planets rotating around the sun to rest, because you're about to see a second object enter the frame from the other side, and they pass each other. I'll run that backwards for you so you can see this a couple times. See that? One's moving retrograde and one's moving regular orbit, and they pass each other. Our planets in our solar system do not do that. Okay? And if that was just a fluke, well, watch this one. This is the end of 2014, 2015. Here comes our object again over here. Here comes the other one out of the left.
It's left.
They pass each other on this side over here this time, and then there'll be a third object come out.
You can see the time
from behind here and whip around the sun and come out the back. So we got 3 objects in this pass. Okay, run it one more time for you so you can see
I would
this.
think it's orbit.
Now comes that second object from the right.
I can answer that better.
Now, our planets don't move like this, so this is not natural. And there's the third one. And the third one's moving a lot faster in its orbit than these other ones. Look how quickly it goes around the backside of the sun and out, when this one's only moved just an inch. One more time for you on that one. Okay.
Everyone saw
that.
These
was in 2015.
Satellites.
And this is all taken from behind the sun. This is from a vantage point that's opposite from our vantage point. We're on the other side of the sun, so we can't see this activity. The sun's blinding us. So there was 2015.
I think Drop answered your question.
Here's 2016. We're up here. And you can see that now. Now our object is above the occulter. Come on. Move backwards a little bit here. So you can see that it's moved from down here. Now it's making its pass up here. And this is 2016. This one's not moving very well. Okay, let's move on to 2017. And again, it's up high up here. And every time they're causing mass ejections, coronal mass ejections and solar flares. So now here's 2018. This is March 2018 this year.
That's what.
And here's this object coming back.
CME. He said.
And if you watch my other video, my last video, in September of this year, an object moved from this way down this way. So this is not the same object. This is a entirely different object. So these are objects that are moving in retrograde compared to the other ones. One more time right here. 2018 right here. And you can see it's moving deeper and deeper, getting higher and higher. So that's it for now. I hope you enjoyed.
So that's some very interesting stuff there. I almost wanted, does anyone want to call in? If anybody wants to call in, please go ahead. Because if not, I have an idea. Because I want to give other people a chance in case they want to call in. Of course, Brian. That's actually what I was getting to. Would you feel comfortable calling in and kind of maybe the best you can explaining, you know, I don't know if you have a conclusion, but at least some kind of analysis in somewhat layman's terms to help the audience. Oh, you can't call. Okay. All right, that's fine too. But if anybody wants to call, Kelly, please, you just put the phone number in. Thank you, Kelly. In fact, I'm going to check my messages. Let me just gotta check something. I think I was supposed to get a message. I got a message, but okay. Yeah, the best you can, Brian. If you want to explain it there in chat, that's fine. Meanwhile, I'm gonna be keeping up on this Illinois and seeing if anything else is coming out of this. So you guys can kind of. Oh, really? See, the theory I always thought was that Nibiru was part of ours, and every so many thousand years it comes this close. Actually, I have a question, Brian. I meant to ask this about with a black dwarf star 10 times bigger than the sun, which is Nibiru. Can I just ask you a question? Okay, so the question I have is, now Nibiru, where would it be right now? Now I understand it's still coming closer, but it almost seems like this next one. Well, I think before it would hit the sun, it would hit a planet, I would assume. Thank you, Drop. Yeah. It's almost like it has like a metallic look, they think, from what I understand. Oh, you have? Are you sure? West Virginia? Hold on. No, my ringing's not off. But I do have missed calls. Okay, so while Brian will be in chat.
Hello?
Hello, this is the Red Pill Dispensary. I think I know who this is. Yeah. How you doing?
I answered. I was going to say, I'm not going to tell you who this is. You have to guess.
How you doing, Kim?
I'm doing okay. Have you been getting my messages?
You know what? Especially lately, I get so many that I'm sure I have, but to be honest, I've been getting so many messages. You know what? I actually have to grab a charger quick just to make sure this doesn't die. So, hold on one sec.
I was just going to ask you if this is a topic you wanted me to discuss.
What? The whole thing with him? No.
Something totally different.
Oh, man. Alright. I knew that was gonna happen. West Virginia? Of course, as soon as I plugged it in, it died. So just give me 2 seconds. I'm sure that Brian's entertaining chat for now. Okay, good. Alright. 2 seconds here. I know Philly. I'm coming to bed soon. I know. Go lay down. You gotta go out? Oh, the back. Okay. Just make sure. It's loading. Yes, my dog Philly. Alright, so Kim, if you want to call again, yes, it did die. If you want to call again, though, I have it plugged in. Or I'll call you if you want. Either way. I know there's like a delay. Yes, hello? Hello? Kim? Oh my God. Kim, we were on the phone, it died again. So you know what, how about this? We'll let it get to at least 2%, and then I'll take the call. Because it's just like, it was like living on a, literally said 0%. It was charging though, but maybe when I answered it, it was just enough to, oh, I gotta let the dog in. Alright, Philly. Yeah, so Kim, just give me a sec. Let me let it get to like 2%. That way. Well, I would, Brian. It's just, you know, West Virginia. She's called twice and I missed it. Is that the video, Brian, the one you're talking about right now? Is that the one, bigger picture? We can play that after, but I want to give Kim the floor. So I'm turning the phone on. Okay. Philly, go lay down. You're gonna hit the wires, please. Go.
I'm sorry. The person you called has a voicemail box that is
Wait,
not...
did I call the wrong number? So, Kim, I'm trying to call you. The floor is yours, Kim. I'm getting restricted. Red pill dispensary.
Hello?
Yep. Cool, man. That's real cool. Alright, that's someone calling restricted, you know, pretending to be, you know, in distress. And if you call restricted right away, I know you're BS. You know, I was just kind of in the mood to yell at someone.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Kim. Okay, good.
I've got a problem with my Wi-Fi tonight. It went off, but at least it rang this time.
Yeah, I had a problem with the battery, but it should be fine from this point forward.
No, I know what's coming across the border. I had made a call on the other show and it kind of caused some trouble, so I didn't know. I can talk in code if you want me to tell you what.
Well, go ahead. Tell me short, and you're off speaker. Go ahead. See, I heard some similar, but okay. Just you know that word you just said? Yeah. Wow. Where did you hear this? Because I heard some similar information, but it was more so that they were worried that it came across the border, on the south border. Yeah, because yeah. See, that's. I think that this is real intel, guys. What she's about to tell you, I had a piece of the story, and this was a couple weeks ago, and this is actually my last call to Mop, and I said, Mop, because I figured he knew, and I'm like, do you want to say it? Because I know, the thing about, and he must have thought I was talking about troop movement. He started talking about troop movements, but I was actually talking about this coming across the border, and that they were trying to, I figured it was neutralized, because I didn't hear anything further, but it sounds like, but that, but it sounds like it got pretty far. Yeah. Okay. All right. So, all right. I'm gonna put you speaker. Okay. Just that one word. I would maybe just Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That's good. Okay. All right. All right, guys. Just to remind you, all right. She's first of all, one of my favorite callers. Second of all, always brings knowledge, whether it's gardening to things like this. And I can confirm that, and not just gardening, how to survive if something was to go down, different. She's just full of knowledge. I love her, which is why she's a mod. And I just want to say that I got this same intel, except the intel when I got it, it was crossing the border. And with that said,
Okay. Hey, everybody. And thank you, Brian and Drop, for trying to educate me a little bit. I don't have a grandbaby this weekend, so I'm going to dig into all that sun planet stuff.
you're in for it.
It's all new to me because forever I just thought it was propaganda or something. But I trust these guys, and I watched that one video of Brian's, and then I haven't had time this week to get back into it. But anyway, a couple of weeks ago, when it was reported about the guy, well, it was reported that he was stopped in Maryland, but actually he was stopped in West Virginia, going 130 miles an hour, and they found items in his car. The full facts came from the West Virginia legislators that were briefed on the incident immediately as it was unfolding. And I have a contact that gets those briefings. And when they stopped this gentleman, he was driving from Kansas City, Missouri, but he had come across the border. He was Middle Eastern descent. He did have two, not one, but two dirty boom booms.
And I can confirm that the border part and what she just said. I got that intel a couple weeks ago, and I actually dropped it on a stream about it coming across the border. And then on Moff's show, I tried to drop it, but Anyways, go ahead.
In the area that he was stopped is just desolate. When I need to go to the Eastern Panhandle of West Virginia, or I go to the D.C. area, I used to have family there, I go across West Virginia, up 81 and that way, because to go through the middle of the state of West Virginia and across the Eastern Panhandle, it's just an excruciating nothing drive unless you're new to the state and you just want to enjoy the beauty of the mountains. So it's just a desolate area. And while there was a state trooper there, I guess it's because it was so close to the Maryland border, maybe.
Yeah, anytime you're crossing borders, there's always a trooper.
Yeah. Well, he was still like 20, 25 miles from the border. But anyway, they shut both sides of the interstate down for a 15-mile section. They routed any of the traffic that was on that interstate 16 miles out of their way. They brought in the West Virginia State Police don't have sniffing dogs, boom boom sniffing dogs, which is the oddest thing to me in the northern part of the state. So they called in that unit from West Virginia University. In addition to 15 miles from where that gentleman was stopped is where they do the research for biohazards.
Oh, wow. So that was his time. Wow.
Yeah. On that scene.
See, I just figured he was neutralized. When I heard about it 2 weeks ago, I'm like, all right, he must have been neutralized.
It was stopped. They had.
But I'm saying then, not like.
Yeah, stopped over 4 hours.
Wow.
Over 4 hours. They had the biotech people there. They had the unit from WVU with the dogs. They had state troopers, deputy sheriffs. They had Secret Service, FBI, all of the alphabet letters, I won't say.
Yep.
The 2 items were in his back seat. In the trunk of the vehicle, they found sundry additional items for additional building of these dirty things. And that right now is the greatest fear. Our attacks are going to be bio.
That is the greatest fear. I mean, that would be horrible.
Here's the kicker. Here's the real kicker to the whole story, because there's tons of that crap. You can read most of that. Not exactly all of it. The bio part's not on the internet anywhere. But that same evening, there was a bunch of this, that was factual on the internet. What they did not report was that even though this gentleman had 2 of the boom booms, he did not have the detonators.
Wow. So
somebody else
it's a cell.
Detonators.
So it's a cell.
So it's a cell.
So there's still someone at large.
Yes. Or multiples.
That was most likely, I would assume multiple in order to pull an operation like that,
and
right?
He immediately
he's almost like the patsy,
Well,
to them, he would be the, it's glorious. I'm sorry. Actually, to them, it would be, his position is a glorious position. But I think the mastermind would be alive and probably with the detonator.
Well, you think you put the pieces together of all of the examples throughout even recent history that we know. He admitted immediately that he was on his way to have dinner with DT, okay? Now, to detonate those things, the detonator has to be within a certain range.
Yeah.
So whoever had the detonators was already in Washington.
Wow. And
that person has never been caught. But that's what they're bringing across our southern border. Bio. It's not like the guys at the Boston Marathon with the pressure cookers and screws and, you know, not that kind of dirty.
Oh, yeah, no.
Bio dirty.
And then not just that, but bio facility going up and just spreading who knows what just into everywhere.
Well, they had to get the bio facility that was 15 miles away to come and handle the situation.
Yeah.
And then to reroute traffic 16 miles into the
now,
middle
do you think
of
that he
nowhere,
was his destination was the bio facility or DC?
DC.
Huh. See, I was thinking maybe he would hit the bio facility.
No, he was on his way to DC. He immediately admitted it, and I didn't hear about after the arrest and any blood results or anything, but he appeared to be under the influence of something, so that was more of a suicide mission.
Oh yeah, for sure, and that's what they do too. Usually it's like methamphetamine type of things, like a yeah, and plus but, you know he'll go drive, you know.
But in the meeting, because our legislature was out of session. It just gone out of session, just a couple of weeks.
Huh.
So when they communicate with all of those guys, they send them.
Was that the Democratic one? I know. No, isn't there a Democratic senator in West Virginia for some reason?
Oh yeah, Manchin.
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah.
That's not. I don't know if that's you.
But they had sent all this stuff to our state legislators, and they send it encrypted email when they're out of session. That they need to be briefed on things that are going on.
Yeah.
And he had the picture of the gentleman, like in less than an hour after he was stopped, and he looked to be Middle Eastern descent.
Wow.
So then I had another resource that was telling me this stuff that's going on in South America. Cuba actually holds the switch for their electricity.
You know what? I would totally believe it because, yep, there's been a lot of talk of Cuba lately in relation to this. Yes.
My grandson's crazy Guatemalan baby mama preaches on Peruvian radio. So just like we have formed a family within our groups with her YouTube site that's all in Spanish, she has developed friendships. And I called her day before yesterday to get some confirmations, and she had already set up a system with her viewers that are scattered throughout that nation because they had already been warned their internet was coming down.
Huh.
Now, what they have been doing when our mainstream reports the outage, and then they say, oh, it's back on, and then on a day or two later we're here, oh, it's an outage, and then, oh, it's back on. That's not what's happening. She got this first word, straight from, the sources' mouths in metro and rural areas. And I think this is just the greatest piece of torture in the world. Just put yourself in this position and imagine. Here's what they're doing down there with the power. In the metro areas, near the Capitol and surrounding the Capitol, they will turn the power on only for 30 minutes at a time. They do not tell them when that 30 minutes is going to be. Near the Capitol, they will turn it on 1 to 3 times a day. In the outlying areas of the country, they will only turn it on for 30 minutes 1 time a day, but they never know when it's going to be turned on.
Oh, wow, huh? That must suck.
So they have no clue. They are, she said that several of the women were calling and requesting prayer because their husbands were going out to try to get rice. And they were wanting prayer because men are being killed, shot over rice, fighting for the rice. They come with not enough for the people, so then they fight over it and they're killing each other. The elderly and infants and children are down there dying from starvation. The ones that have not died from starvation, they have big dikes like that. They're, I don't know exactly how their waste facilities work, but I saw a picture on the news actually of one of them, some men trying to catch some water, but they had told her about they were all trying to catch this sewage water, but they had no way to clean it, and they were getting horrible diseases and dying.
Wow.
And this is not being reported. So she
definitely. I mean, they're not even.
She had a system with her viewers that if they did not hear from her, if she did not hear from them, that she would know their internet had been taken. And when the internet went back up, they would immediately contact her so she would know to continue praying for them and, you know, in case it wasn't going to stay on. As of Wednesday, she had absolutely, now they were just reporting this week, it was being, the information being, you know, kind of let out that they were getting ready to turn the internet off. She told me Wednesday that she had not had any contact whatsoever from any of her viewers in that country for 2 weeks. So it was cut off 2 weeks ago.
Wow. Now, what do you think? What do you think is the end game?
I just think.
What do you think? What I'm saying is, what do you think? Besides trying to blame the U.S., because that's another thing. There's no way that a U.S.-backed coup is not going to be successful in a place where we can just shut off their power grid, supposedly, as they claim, right? We can, but, you know, they're just blaming us, and maybe that they're doing it to themselves. Do you think that's Russian intelligence, kind of?
I think all Russia is wanting is their money. Not quite sure what China has to do with it. I think our involvement is some kind of a diversion. I don't believe for a minute that we're going to go to battle with either of those two superpowers. There is a ton of gold there, as well as oil, but I've heard the oil is dirty and worthless.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Because I know oil, that's what made them rich enough to think they could pull off socialism, you know?
Well, what's it been, 3 weeks ago, they started direct flights from Moscow to there, and they're 16-hour flights. It's rumored that Maduro is in Moscow now.
Oh, wow.
That all of that money he had offshore somewhere.
Yeah. I know they were trying to freeze his accounts, and I think that's maybe what they were worried about.
His money.
Yeah. Wow.
But I haven't gotten confirmation about that. So
yeah, I heard a lot about the banks. They were trying to freeze the banks in Venezuela as far as offshore accounts that they had found out. They're trying to freeze it, but, you know, Russia has power as well, and you know that may be the case. That's interesting. I haven't heard that before. That's very interesting.
But I think they're moving our ships to our shores.
I hope so.
I think that's just a diversion. But she had told me more than a month ago that her sources were saying that the military did want to jump ship. The people were for Guado, and they were all scared. They were being killed. If they show any defection whatsoever, they're being killed. People are being killed, the adults, children, you know, anybody in the house that somebody reports, oh yeah, you know, they're on the opposition side. They're just going in and just gunning down entire families. And this is information that has come out of that country to her.
Wow.
Because they're calling in, telling her the stories, and requesting prayer for the country and for their families.
Yeah, I always feel bad for the people in these situations, you know? They're the ones who suffer.
Yeah.
It's sad. It
So,
really is.
I don't know. And then we've got this thing they want to fine $1,000 or imprison parents that don't want to do the fax thing.
Oh, yeah, not only that, they actually just took an 8-year-old from their parents for not giving them a cell phone. That they took away, I guess in this day and age, they consider it a right. So CPS took their kid for not giving them a cell phone. That's a true story. I forget the state, but I'm assuming it's, you know, like a, you know, maybe like West Coast.
Very liberal.
Yeah, West Coast or something like that, you know?
Well, in the state of West Virginia, parents can get, I used to contract with Child Protective Services and work with families to help them get their kids back after they had open cases. And in my state, if you don't vaccinate, it's considered neglect, and they can open up a CPS case in this state based upon medical neglect. Now, my grandson had a couple of those when he was an infant. He's 2.5 years old now. And he ended up in the hospital both times. So my son opted out.
Yeah, my daughter would get sick every time the one time that they gave her the flu shot. And every single time they try to give it to her, I say no. And then they start to kind of, you know, like argue with me a little bit. I say no.
Yeah.
You know, the last time you gave it to her, she was sick. She had never been sick before.
And was sick for 3 months with a low-grade temperature, like I had the flu. It was horrible. But the CDC does have a late schedule.
And the thing, last year's flu shot wasn't even for the correct strand. You know what I mean? It's like
they're 2 years behind.
Exactly.
And you know the crazy thing is, you can find all kinds of people on YouTube that are no longer in the medical field, that don't have a job to lose, that are going to CDC meetings.
Yeah, and they're speaking truth. Yeah.
Fighting against it.
I've watched a lot. I mean, with a single father or a 2-year-old, like, that's like a huge thing to me. So I watch a lot on that. And like, you know, I even, this whole measles outbreak thing, you know, I don't know. I mean, I definitely doubt it. I just think that it's another way to get you to vaccinate, and all they're gonna end up doing is blaming the people who don't, and
exactly, and it's coming from the
making it legislation. You know, and it is. Yeah, that's what. That's why. If you remember, someone called into his show, Fugel's show, and you know they're talking about. She was in Southern California, and she said, "Don't even bother coming to the ER. You're at risk of getting sick, one. And two, we're not even going to see you unless you have limbs hanging off." Like,
Exactly.
it's just not a safe place to be. I mean, that's
and the craziest thing is,
and the homeless population. I mean, California, for a place as rich as California, I mean, I went there once for work in San Francisco. Now, I've been to San Diego, but San Francisco, for the second highest rent in the country, what a disgusting place. There was human shit everywhere. Forget about the homeless. There was human. I mean, it's just disgusting. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. It was just like.
Well, and that causes.
It's like a third world country.
But, you know, when I was a kid, and my children are 36 and 38 now, and when I was a child in the 60s, if a kid got the chickenpox, measles, you know, whatever, the parents would get all of us together to play so we could get it and get it over with.
Yeah, exactly.
It didn't kill any of us.
And you know what they're saying about that now is that they're trying to say that if you do that now, you will help form a genetically like it'll become more like genetically mutated form.
Yeah.
And that's what they think they're looking at now. And that might be true because science-wise, you know, that it does what happens sometimes. But like you said, this is coming from over the border. We wouldn't have these problems. If it, you know.
Well, and, you know, we've already got barium and aluminum in the air. It's testing positive in the ground.
Yep.
And the binders for those shots is mercury in most of them.
Oh, yeah. Anytime I get a shot, I say, is there mercury? And there was one, every time there was no, it was no, except for on one. And I said, no, then she's not getting that shot. You know?
This isn't going to surprise you, but it was, you know, news to Adam. You know, when you go into the military, how many daggone times do they poke you as soon as you get to boot camp? You get.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, our military's being used as guinea pigs.
We really were. And not just that, but like, I think with the clearance, with the top secret clearance, and especially not just top secret, but it goes beyond that. You know, it's compartmented. There had to be a polygraph.
Well,
when I left the military, they gave me a bunch of shots. And I'm telling you,
report,
I have like hazy memories of the watch floor. That's my workplace.
Medical disorder because he thinks it was because of all of that. But you know that UN report that came out in 2018 that we were going to lose 2/3 of our population by 2020, and that got out, and now the UN has changed it to 2025. But my sources are saying that is
2020 was correct.
Yes, that even though they have said 2025, their plans still go forward with 2020. Well, and
we're just about there.
Adam reported that last July he got a copy of a memo that had gone out warning government officials about 480 some days, which would put it like October this year, to be prepared. So we've got that deadline that was given to government officials, and then we've got the elections coming up. So I think any time from November of this year to November next year, we don't know what's going to happen to this country.
And you know what else falls right in that timeline is Brian Knight's analysis and his research into Nibiru, and he placed it, if I remember correctly, I know it was August, but I think August 15th, something like that. So, I mean, there's all kinds of, you know, it's just so, and I think that's what they do. It's like there's so many things that get thrown to you that it's almost impossible to focus on one completely, you know?
Yeah. Well,
we're getting hit from all angles.
Google Reports next month doing a canning 101. Our meat prices have already doubled last week because of all this flood mess and everything that's going on. If we don't can now, and you can buy the canned tuna, canned chicken, all of that stuff, it lasts, you know, well beyond its expiration date. but I was talking in chat. There's a YouTube channel, Green Greg's Worm Farm, or just Green Greg's. He's actually a NASA engineer, and he is a huge prepper. He's full of tons of knowledge. He did a YouTube live, or no, he just uploaded a video, and he's also a big activist with organizations and trying to set up organizations fighting to stabilize our grid. Now, he's a NASA employee, and he is forming organizations and doing speeches, about our grid. So what do they know? And he said, they're telling you, that memo that came out, we always tell you 14 days, but you need to prepare for 6 months.
Yeah.
He said that with his knowledge that he has, folks, I'm telling you, if the power comes back on in 6 months, they turned it off. He said, because if we get hit, our big generator, he said they're as big as buildings. There's 3, East Coast, West Coast, and Texas. He said those are, most of the integral working parts within them are handmade. It is a delicate skill. It takes, from the time they order it to the time they get it shipped to the time they get it here, 16 months, and that doesn't count installation. And he said, if we're hit with something that takes our grid down, we're looking at a minimum of 2 to 3 years, not 6 months. So, by the end of the year, I'm afraid average people aren't going to be able to afford meat. So we need to be home canning meat the proper way, because a lot of people get in a hurry and they don't read the book right, and people are complaining, they've got spoilage and stuff. But if you do it the right way, that canned food will last 20 years, as long as it's not acidic. So, meats aren't acidic, and they'll last 20 years. And, of course, you can buy your tunas and chickens in can, but, there's Aldi's is, from the East Coast to Midwest, they sell their canned vegetables for 44 cents a can. You can go get 48 cans of vegetables for $21 and a few cents.
Mm-hmm.
And you can get the 25-pound bags of sugar and flour. I ordered 100 pounds of sugar and 100 pounds of all-purpose flour, 60 pounds of self-rising flour. I got some canning salt. I got some baking soda and a few other things. It's like $150. I ordered it online and went to the store and picked it up.
Not bad.
So
that sounds
you don't have to order in that bulk amount, but we had started last fall ramping up and added to our budget, and I have them in, the tubs, and I've got a working tub in my kitchen. My kitchen looks like
no,
a
I couldn't
mess
even imagine.
because I've got white 5-gallon tubs, stocked with, those are my working tubs because I want to rotate. But people don't know when they're storing this stuff, and not all the YouTubers are telling them, freeze that crap. Anything that is dry, if you want to Mylar and vacuum seal, any dry good, that includes your pancake mixes. If you want to get the north sides, if you get stuffing mixes, if you get the mashed potato flakes, any of that stuff, you need to freeze it for a minimum of 4 days, because the FDA says you're allowed to have so many bugs and so many eggs in the product that you package and put out. So if you freeze it first for a minimum of 4 days, I usually do 5 or 6, and then Mylar it with the oxygen absorbers.
Yeah, and then you vacuum seal it? So freeze, then vacuum seal.
Yeah, that gives you 10 years. And then before you hammer the lid on, if you put the oxygen absorbers on top of your Mylar bag in the 5-gallon bucket and hammer it on, that seals that bucket. And it's not air permeable. So you're going to make that bucket yourself for whatever the cost of your flour was, and, $3 to $5, depending on where you get it for your bucket. A 5-pound bucket of this stuff, for that minimal cost, as opposed to worrying about if what you're going to get from Wise or whoever, is it going to be good in 20 years?
Yeah.
You know, you've done it yourself, you know it. But I really think that within the next, 12 months, I think before summer next year, we definitely need to be ready with, a couple of years of food. And it's easy. If you take $20 a paycheck, just like I said, bargain shop. Get the 5 for 5, the 10 for 10. Look for stores, like Aldi grocery stores where you can get vegetables for 44 cents a can. Fruits are 79 cents a can, but we've been dehydrating fruits. We bought a dehydrator for $40, and then we vacuum seal them. So, we've got some kind of fruit for the grandkids. And then we do comfort, foods, the candies and popcorn and, that kind of stuff, for the kids. But I really, really believe with everything that's going on and with what's coming over the border, and, I think measles is the small part. I think we're really going to be seeing some bigger bio stuff that they're going to blame, on an outbreak. And I really think we need to be prepared.
Yeah, I agree. Good. Let me see. I'm trying to look in chat. Well, I got people also giving other ideas in chat as well. It looks like. So I think this information was well received, and I appreciate you calling in, Kim. And
no problem.
And that was fascinating. I knew pieces of that story, but you put together that last piece that I just didn't know about exactly what happened with it. And,
that came straight from government intel.
Wow. Thank you for bringing that here. I appreciate it.
No problem. Well, that's all I had.
All right. You have a great night.
Okay, love you guys.
All right. And I love you.
I know. Love you too.
All right. Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. I'll talk to you soon.
Bye-bye.
Okay. Bye. Okay, so yeah, during the call, I saw in chat someone said something about like 20 or 50 rockets fired at Israel. So I looked around a little bit. I mean, yeah, there actually was like a couple of rockets fired. And it seems that two Israelis were injured, as well as like 4 Palestinians. So it's usually how it goes. As many Israeli, and for every one Israeli, usually it's something like 10 Palestinians. But just it's a wonder that they're even able to get by the Iron Dome at all sometimes. Now, I want to see Brian Knight. He's still here. Okay, so Brian Knight, I'm going to end the night because, to be honest, I am exhausted. And I get my baby usually wakes up at 6, so it's 3:21 here. So I'm going to end the night on one last video. What do you think is the best video, Brian Knight? Or drop, either of you. You guys can figure out yourself. I just something that kind of sums it up well. It's bigger than a couple of rockets. Now, what's the name of the app? What's the name of the app, Kizzy? Yeah, West Virginia is amazing. She always does a great job. So I'm gonna put on bigger picture, which sounds like a sounds like it sums it up well. I got you, buddy. I'm just waiting, Kizzy. I'll report it tomorrow. Would you just tell me the name of the app, please? Oh, it's 4:22. Oh, the clock on my laptop. Oh, so that's why. That's why I'm feeling this tired. Red alert is. All right, thank you guys. So, is it just the what I am Ainsley said, or is it the whole with the Israel at the end as well? Is it red alert or red alert Israel? Either way, I'll find it. Red alert. All right, thank you guys. So I'm gonna get that app. Sounds like a good app to have, and thank you for that. Because so you can't trust what you're reading, Jerusalem, this, and you can't trust that stuff. I agree. So all right, so I just couldn't find it. Guess I got to get that app. All right, so we're gonna get into. Man, I'm tired. Okay, here we go. How did I lose you? Oh, I think you're over there. No. Wait a second. Where's going on? Wait. Here we go. Yeah, you guys can tell I'm tired, I'm sure. Just clicking around. I mean, how many times have I done this? And I'm already like, keep screwing up. Alright, so. Now is it bigger picture, a message of hope, I'm assuming? Let me just check real quick. Bigger picture, a message of hope, yeah? I know, I am gonna go to bed, but first I'm gonna, so, a bigger picture, a message of hope, right? All right.
Howdy, folks. Welcome back. So I know that all these images of Nemesis here and Nibiru attacking our sun and all the solar activity, the objects entering and leaving the sun, and the weird human resonance spikes, all this stuff can be disturbing and a little scary. But I'm not here to scare you. In fact, there's a bigger picture and an underlying message. An underlying message of hope. See, I have Mary and angels visiting my home. This picture was taken of me praying. Whoa. And in it was caught an angel over here to the left. You can make out a silhouette of its wings here. It's in a shaft of light. There's like some kind of glow over the head. And here you can see like a last feather coming across and covering these brown bricks in the background.
There's something above your shoulders.
As we zoom in here, here's Mary looking down at my head while I pray. You can make out her eye, her nose, the shadow of her shawl coming over on this side of her head, the shawl coming down over here. You can even make out her crown up here. And then there's this orb with an eye in it, which I call the God Eye. So, as we back out here, it's important that you guys see this. There's an angel here, God here, and Mary right there. So all this stuff is real. This is a real image, you guys. This isn't fake. This isn't doctored or photoshopped. This is a real image that I caught on my camera. One more time, we're going to zoom in just a little bit here. You can't go too far, but I want you to get a good look at Mary's face there. And she's looking at my head because I was in anguish, screaming, crying, and praying all at the same time.
Wow.
Now here's another image of an angel that I was able to capture. Tilt your head to the right, 90 degrees, and you can make out a wing, the other wing, the body, the legs, its head, some kind of crown or halo, some hair. It even has breasts. And this angel was caught in a shaft of light hovering over a sleeping child. So as we pan out, we pan back in, you can make it out the angel right here. And this is a real image, folks. I just took a picture of this kid sleeping, and this angel appeared in the picture. And take a good look at that. I'll even pull back a little bit so you can see. Good reference. We'll even go in, zoom in even closer here, and you can see it even has a face. Okay, so there's that. Okay, this is a series of about 7 to 10 pictures put in a loop. And if you stare kind of towards the middle of the screen, you can make out two angels locked wing and wing, and they're bowing. Here's the edge of the wing coming down, an edge of a wing coming up, and the edge of another wing over here. And the trick is to stare kind of towards the center. Don't look straight at it. But you can make out two angels locked wing and wing, bowing. Now in this series of pictures, there's an angel that appeared at the foot of my bed. You can see a wing coming up here, another one coming up and going down over there. With this wing over here, it grabs two objects off my head and flicks them away. Flick with the first one, whoops. Flick with the first one, there. Flick with the second one. Then a halo appears above his head. He shoots it to me and it bounces off me. It hits his wing over here and bounces back. So just watch this for a minute. Flick with the first object. Flick with the second. Halo and bounce. So not only angels am I capturing, but I'm capturing demons too. In this series of pictures, I'm sitting here praying, and up here, you'll see some green wings flapping, and there's a demon up here. It lifts up my bike and spits a bolt of energy on it. So I'll let you watch that for a second. And I had no idea this was going on. I was just sitting there praying while somebody's taking pictures of me. And there was a demon right up here, and it spits a bolt of energy on my bike.
Oh, whoa.
Okay, in this series of images, I'm sitting here praying, and there's a demon up here, and it spits a bolt of energy at me, a purple bolt of energy. See that right there? And that one hurt. That one I could actually feel. It hurt really bad.
I missed that.
So watch again. It's up here in this corner, and you'll see a purple bolt come down. Bam!
Oh,
Yeah, that one really hurt. Then I'm going to zoom in at the top of that bolt so I can show you what the demon is. So I picked out a single frame from that series of images, and here's the purple bolt coming down and hitting me. And as I zoom into this demon up here, you're going to see that it's actually Satan. So hold on here. Right here is his face. We're going to start zooming in on it. You can make out his eye, his mouth here. Here's the bottom of his jaw. Here's an ear coming out, another ear coming out over here. Zoom in a little more. Drag it over. Now you can maybe see it even better. Here's his crazed looking eye, the all-seeing eye. It kind of helps to zoom in and out a little bit like this. You make out his horns, his wings.
No, I can't get it.
And this is a real image, folks. This is no joke. This is stuff that I'm capturing on my cameras, and it's real hard for me to bring this to you because I don't want to scare you. But I think it's time that the world knows that angels and demons and God and Jesus and Mary, all this stuff is real. These images of the planets, this is all real. And it's not about the planets or Nibiru. It's a bigger picture. It's a bigger message. The message is that God is here.
I agree.
He's watching everybody and what they're doing. So I want you to see this. I'm not trying to scare you, but this is real. And it's important that you know that there's a flip side to this coin. Angels and stuff are here, but there's also this character here too. So I just felt like I had to bring this to you because it's important that the world knows. I hope you understand. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll be back with more videos. Love you all, and God bless.
Alright, and I think of that is a perfect video to leave off on. And I just want to say God bless to everybody. And when it comes to the type of stuff that Brian was just talking about, you need to constantly prepare yourself spiritually, in my opinion, in my heart, and put on that full armor of God. Constantly. You know, I don't know if it's a pre-trip, I don't know if it's a mid-trip, I don't claim to know. I have a strong belief that the times that are talked about in the Bible are approaching, and we need to put that strong armor of God on. We need to. And it doesn't necessarily mean go to church. If that's your thing, that's fine. For me, it's reading the Bible and having a walking, talking relationship with God. You know, I try to walk with Him and talk with Him, if that makes any sense. You know, it's like it's just a constant relationship with God. And you know, I'm talking Lord, Creator God, not the Elohim or some of those images we just saw there. So I think it's best that all of us tonight hit our knees after seeing some of those images tonight before you go to bed. I am, because you need that full armor of God. So be prepared in the way that West Virginia Kim says we should be prepared. I think that's important. I think that we should understand and have the knowledge and try to learn from people like Drop. And I think it's important that we open the good book and learn as much as we can and prepare. And that's what I'm going to leave it on. Yes, exactly. Follow the way, not religion. Well put. So I'm going to leave it on that note. If you guys want to hang around and chat, that's fine. And you'll all be in my prayers as well, Kelly. Alright, fellas, have a great night. I'll leave chat open for a little bit. like 5 more minutes. I'll leave it open.